Well, hello. This is a short audio video about how to post to the discussion feature in Blackboard. First, I'd like to give you an overview. I'd like to kind of tell you the goals of using the discussions in this course, and this goes for all of the courses that I teach at IPFW. The class itself is largely driven by the discussions. They help deliver content. They help you brainstorm ideas together. They help you build a classroom community of learners. Don't forget, if you're in a face-to-face class, you would be having discussions very similar to this, in which the professor would be helping you engage the material by engaging each other. Learning theory shows that actually you all learn more from each other than you learn directly from the instructor. A good instructor acts more like a mentor than simply a lecturer. That's my goal here, is to be your mentor, to cause you to work together to learn the material that's presented in this course. Assessment, of course, you're always interested in how these get graded. Each topic that I present requires that you make a well thought out response of several paragraphs. Okay, I look for this as I grade this. Have you engaged the material by showing me some very good writing about this with good details and examples. Depending on the course, I'm asking you to also produce photographs, other kinds of issues, pictures of yourself, whatever. Depends on the course, depends on the discussion. The discussions, the topics, I think them out very carefully. I think them out ahead of time, and they're tailored specifically to the course. They're tailored specifically to the learning goal of that particular part of the course. You must post your response by midweek. This means you can't put your work off to the last minute. Internet courses do not work like that. They work just like face-to-face classes, where you go to class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or go to class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In other words, you're doing your work continually throughout the week. So I want your own response to the discussion topic in there by midweek, and I do check, okay? Then you must go back in and read the post of at least one peer, and in a minute I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? But you must respond, you must read and respond to at least one peer. You reply to that peer with a well thought out, detailed commentary, pro or con, on their post, all right? You don't have to agree, you may disagree, right? But I want you to read some of the commentary of your students and then make a response back to them, just like you're in a face-to-face class, having a discussion back and forth about the topic. My expectations, of course, is that an internet class is actually no different than a face-to-face classroom. The same rules of social contact apply here. Classroom etiquette is very important. It's very important in business. It's very important in school. It's very important in the workplace. You can't get away from it. Etiquette is important, all right? And the same rules of social contact apply on the internet. I know some people don't believe that, but they do, and you are being graded and assessed and watched carefully to make sure that you're learning how to use social media, to use how the internet responsibly, just like you would in a face-to-face type of a situation. Now, that said, you may disagree with your peers. You do not have to agree, all right? That learning is caused by friction sometimes, okay? So feel free to disagree, but of course you must do so politely. We need to live in a civil society, okay? We need to be polite, we need to share ideas, we need to not be afraid of expressing ourselves. Then be sure, though, to state in detail why you agree or disagree. You can't just say I agree or disagree. I read these posts, I don't always respond, but I'm reading them, and I'm making sure that you're using good detail, and that's just simply critical thinking, okay? I'm checking your critical thinking to make sure not specifically so much what you're thinking, but how you're thinking. Are you indeed thinking? And that's what detail does. If you provide examples, if you provide specifics, if you provide the facts, that's what critical thinking is. That said, stick to the facts as you know them. Your personal opinions, they don't really count for much, okay? Nobody really cares. We all have our personal opinions, and they're really not very important. What counts is how you arrived at that opinion. So, next, let me show you exactly how you do this, okay? Using the discussion, step one. If you look at, of course, at your Blackboard homepage on the left, you see the very basic menu items that I presented, one of which is the discussions. You can also find the specific discussions for that particular unit in the course in the course assignment folder. But it's just as easy to find them here on the left where it says discussions. So you click, and this is what you're going to see, depending on the classroom. But basically, you're going to see the list of discussions for that particular class, all right? And then you see the detailed prompt that I give you. I tell you exactly what I'm looking for in each discussion. And then, of course, on the left, you see the name of the discussion. So check in your course calendar. You know exactly where you are and kind of with due dates and stuff. So you click on this specific link that's due next, all right? And I give you videos the beginning of each unit, often the beginning of each week, that kind of remind you of what due dates and things. But it is up to you to look at the course calendar, find the appropriate discussion a week before the due date so you can get in there and get started, all right? So you click over there on the left, and then this is what you see. You see At the top of the page, you see this where it says create thread, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to create a thread in that particular discussion forum. And a thread is your response. Here's what it looks like. Now, there are a couple of things depending on how your browser was set. If you look here in the top right-hand corner, you see these little double arrows. They're kind of interesting that if they're turned the other way, you do not see this whole wiki WSWYSI text editor. I want you to be able to see all 3 lines of text editing there. And so if you don't, make sure you click on the upper right-hand corner where it has those 2 little arrows. So then you go ahead and type in there what you want to type. Now, occasionally I ask you to submit an attachment or submit a picture, that kind of thing. And there are a couple of ways you can do it. Right there in the text editor, you can see where you can submit attachments. That's a little paperclip, or a picture. That's the little kind of image file. Or you can go down to the bottom where it says Browse Computer and actually just submit your attachments that way. I don't have a lot of preference how you do that. Then when you're done, make sure you proofread these, by the way. I didn't mention that in the table of contents, but it's very, very important that in all correspondence, including internet correspondence, including email, including discussions, that there are no typographical errors. I judge you on this, okay? And we judge each other on this. It's just like a presentation of yourself. You're not going to go for a job interview. You're not going to go to work dressed sloppily. So don't write sloppily, okay? So then when you're done, press submit. Once you press submit, okay, you get the discussion thread that you just created, and then you also get the discussion threads that anybody else has created. So that's what I said, is that by midweek, you need to go in and start taking a look at what other people have started to say, okay? So when you want to see something that a student said in response, and I'll be in there some too. I'll make my own responses. I'll put in usually podcasts I put in, and I don't respond to every thread, okay, to every comment that you make, but I do globally respond. So you're also welcome to read those. But basically, you see a title of a thread, you click on that, and that's one person's response, and then you're going to see where you can make a reply. All right, so you go ahead and make a reply, and that too needs to be very detailed and with good commentary, good specifics, and good examples. And then basically you're done for the week. So here's a summary. I'm expecting you to be polite. I'm expecting you to use good detail and examples. You must make one well thought out post about the discussion topic that I presented by midweek, and then you must make at least one detailed response to appear by the due date. Thank you.